Hi, there's Kevin.
And Talmadge.
Here with Governor Games, we've got the legendary story of the Monarch for Flesh and Blood. So, a little bit of backstory about Flesh and Blood, how at least I felt about the game, is I didn't ever think it had legs when it was first printed with the mass demand. I still think it's not healthy. What the speculators have done to this game have just completely bought out the supply, and it has hampered the ability for stores to actually get product and actually play it. However, I think that the ship has definitely sailed on whether or not this game is going to last long term, and that's what the biggest problem I'm having with this particular set is the investors are trying to take 20 years of gains and kind of sandwiching it into 1 year. So they're thinking, okay, these cold foils are going to be worth X amount in 20 years. They're going to be a Black Lotus. I think that still has the most to do with Flesh and Blood, as everyone remembers being a kid and maybe not opening a Black Lotus, but knowing that they were in circulation for $200 or $300. That's what I remember as a kid. That's how much they were worth. A Black Lotus was just the most expensive card, was a $300 card in Magic the Gathering. So that wasn't something that was unattainable in the mid 90s. So with that said, though, this is a sponsored box. This is a first edition box sponsored by eDiddy, and we're going to crack it on his behalf, take a look at the cards, and see if we can crack some cold foils. Now, we've sort of played the game. I found the game to be quite dull. I don't know, Talmadge, what?
I don't know. We'll have to play it and see. It seems like it could be really cool. It has the potential.
Yeah, it's still my biggest worry about Flesh and Blood is think of how many other things were going to be the next best thing. Remember Force of Will? That took off. It had multiple expansions. It was the next best thing ever. It was going to replace Magic. We had Keyforge. We had Dice Masters. We had Kaijudo. We had Star Wars Destiny. We had all these things that were going to Marvel Champions. We had all these things that were going to replace Magic or at least be the next big thing, and they've all fallen flat. But again, this one I think though has more legs than those ones because you have the big boys that are really involved in this game now. You have like Star City Games, Channel Fireball. You have Rooted Alpha Investments that have really been pushing this Flesh and Blood, and the company does seem to be supporting local game stores, really supporting local game stores in tournament play. So that right there is a big factor in a success of a game because that is something that Flesh and Blood was not able to really capitalize on. They started doing what I call clickbait products, where they just started to throw out products too quickly and hope that people just clickbaited and bought them. And that's kind of where Dice Masters and Keyforge fell too. It's just the organized play. Dice Masters was run by the worst company of WizKids that just has no clue on how to run organized play. So I do have some high expectations now, which is a big change of pace of what, or at least my opinion of Flesh and Blood since the beginning. I still do think there's a lot of Dutch tuliping going on with the Flesh and Blood. And again, I think that people are just too quick to drive up the price of this. There's a lot of unknowns for how this game will last long term. Wow, now I've rambled for over 3 minutes. Everyone just shut up and open the cards. I want to see cards. I don't want to talk about stuff. We'll go ahead and crack this for good old eDiddy. So this box, I believe, went for $420 was how much this one was sold for, which is below market price. So shameless self-plug for our Patreon. Shameful self-plug. Shamish self-plug of the Monarch. And here we are cracking. So again, it's... So wow, they come in two different packs here. We have the dark and the light version. And we'll just crack through. And so I'll just talk over Talmadge here. You can add anything here, Talmadge, you want to talk about.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. I don't feel like my opinion is that important.
So I don't know where the rare slots in these are. We've opened up before, but I think this is the T, which is, I don't know, short for maybe transform. So all packs will have a weapon and a young hero, or this is just a young hero. And I believe this is for their limited environment. So if you actually open up packs, these are the cards you're going to be playing with, and there's a different way to play the game with young. You can go watch a tutorial. I'm the last person you want to learn about Flesh and Blood because I don't really know myself. Again, I've watched some games, played a few here and there, just kind of theory crafting with it. And again, it's just didn't seem to be my cup of tea. But that, of course, doesn't mean that I'm everyone. I think Pokemon is the worst card game ever created, and it's still very strong, especially just having the collectability from it. So anyway, you'll have the symbols here. What we're looking for is things that are, I think, M, and there's one other one that has a good, but it goes like common, uncommon, rare, and then there's two rarities above that. That they have, and those are usually where the money's going to be. Again, though, this set is mainly its cold foils are where the money's at. So let's see if we can get one. So we'll just kind of go through here a little bit quickly for it, and then we'll kind of speed up with these. So this set is supposed to be having more things to, like, it's supposed to add a lot of depth. One of the problems too, I think, the one we played is from what is this set? It's not Crucible War. It was the first set, and it's just really. I've talked to people that play Flesh and Blood, and they say it's actually the pool is really. Our problem is we built an entire box, or we used an entire box and could barely build 2 decks out of the entire box, and that was really like we had to use every card imaginable. All right, so anyway, let's get back onto it before we go into story time. So there's our rare with the Valiant Thrust, and then we have an M with the Herald of Erudition. I don't know.
At least
So far no foil though. I guess we can separate these aside, and then people in the comments can tell us how well E did. So there's an M, there's an R, and then everything. All right, we'll swap them out to Talmadge. Maybe we'll get Talmadge opening, so this isn't a 5 million
you want me to
hour
do that?
video. So there's a T card, and then I think we can. How many is it down before we get to the mythic here? So it's the last 2 cards. Okay, the last 2 cards. Maybe we'll test a couple of these here to see. So there's our rare with the Captain's Call. I even taken a cards right out of Magic, huh?
Hey.
Does it create 3/1/1 soldiers? It does not create 3/1 soldiers. And unhallowed rights. There's even that in Magic, isn't there? Isn't there?
Yeah.
Unhallowed rights? I don't
Yeah.
know. These are both rares. There you go, Talmadge. And we're just searching for the cold foils. Again, that also is a big warning sign for the health of the game. There was a point in Flesh of Blood where only cold foils mattered. So usually, like Magic, if you look at Magic, there is a spread of cards all the way down to worthless commons, all the way up to the most expensive Black Lotus. It all depends on how much they actually are seeing play. So I guess these 2 can go to the back, and let's see if these are all commons from here. Nope, you can get rares in the middle section. Okay. Guess we have to go through these kind of slower. Go through the commons. Hopefully everything's showing up okay on the camera. And we have the first drawer being a Plow Through. And that one is that a cold foil?
They're all.
Or is that a foil? Okay, we'll have to look this up, because that one is a foiling on there. It's so subtle, though. And I don't know what kind of foiling they call this one. Is it rainbow or cold? Or we should have researched this before. So go ahead and put that one in a perfect fit. I don't want to mess it up. And then we have back to a common. So I wonder if the slots are going to be in a different slot. And then we have the Soul Reaping and a Sleeping Shadows as rares. So that's our first foil. Doesn't look very, like, that is so subtle. So subtle, the foiling on that sucker. So I don't know. That's got to be just regular foiling, right?
It's like the etched foils.
Etched foiling? I don't know.
Well, that's for like Magic though. It's just like the
so
etched.
there is that. And so I guess the foil slot must be somewhere in the middle for if you know you get a foil or not. And I guess we should... Oh, geez. Is there a foil in every pack? These are so subtle. That's a foil too. I guess you have to go through there and see. That's a foil. So they don't have any way to showcase that it's a foil somewhere else? That can't be the etch though, because that's not... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like these, because that, look, it's just his head. That's all you can see on there. So there must be a slot. And we couldn't even tell just rifling through them last time. So there we go. Let's compare the 2 here. So you can... I don't know if the camera is picking up. So foil, non-foil. And it's just so... Like, all I can see on this guy is his bald head. And I can't see anywhere else where they indicate that it's a foil anywhere else but the foiling process.
Oh, this one's a foil.
That one's
too.
weird. So I wonder if there's a foil in every pack. Maybe there is, and we've just missed it. Yep, there's one too. But they are so subtle for these foils. So I guess we'll separate those through. I don't know if you need to. I guess that was a foil rare though. Yeah, we'll get to it. What do we get in these other ones here? Now that we're learning this as we go. Those are all commons. And then we have the rare being the Herald of Triumph, and we have another mythic with Celestial Cataclysm. So put those there, put that there. All right, so far that can't be, yeah, obviously it can't be cold foils because if they are, man, if people are collecting those, wow is all I can say. There's just nothing, I mean, the foiling process, maybe it's just so they don't curl, because we did have some horrible curling problems in one of the sets, and maybe they just had to put this really subtle foil. Again, it's like if you skip over it, you can just miss it. Like, did I miss it there? Nope, another Valiant Thrust there with the foil. Another Herald of Triumph, another Herald of Triumph. How many Herald of Triumphs are we going to get? Jeez, look at that. just we're triumphing here like crazy. Bunch of rares. Maybe that's the best card in the set, and EDD is
Hitting it big time.
hitting it big time with those rares. But again, I don't think there's any value. There's no value except for
The
coal foils. So, and this supply of this one is their highest supply one so far, I believe, because of just the demand early on.
Did you get two of the same card too, or is that?
Well, you do, yeah, because this one is a 1 and this one's a 2
Oh,
on
so it's
the pitch
okay,
things.
it's different cards.
Yeah, and there's an 8 and a 7 there. I can't remember what that means. It's
That just goes with the pitch, like the
okay.
the higher the pitch, the lower damage or whatever.
Okay.
Whatever you call it.
So, do I miss the foil? Nope, there it is, the Seas of Agony. And we have a Dreamweaver, and then a Rise Above, and a Seeping Shadows. Again, that's one of my complaint too about the set. There's like, with three versions of every card. I don't know, it's a little lackluster with just the amount of duplicates you get. And I don't know.
Maybe that's their way to try and diverse deck building.
Yeah. Yep. Well, you have like multiple usually you use all the versions of those cards. You use like the blue version, the yellow version, and the
red one.
or the red, or is it the yellow? I don't know. People in the comment section are probably like rolling their eyes of how little we know about this and already come to a conclusion. All right, so there's another Overlord at the common slot. So I wonder if that's where the etch foils are going to be. And we have a Glisten and another Rise Above. So I think that's our third or fourth. I mean, that was our last pack had a Rise Above, and they're the exact same card actually. So lots of duplicates in this box already. So, all right, so there's our T card, and let's go through here to the foil. But yeah, we just missed those. So there's that one that's so subtle. That foil is, the camera doesn't even pick up the foils. So subtle on the foil. And a Soul Harvest and an Endless Maw for the rares. So I believe there's rainbow foils too. I don't think they call those rainbow foils.
It's not like Pokemon though, right? Where the
no,
whole card's
I don't know, Talmadge. We should have researched this. We should have researched this. Hey, but you're getting like, we're drawing conclusions as we go rather than having a formulated opinion before we. Another adrenaline rush. That's a. Hey, at least they're allowed to show skin in this game, though.
These cards look a lot more complex than the first set, too.
I'm not afraid of being canceled because of skin. Let's see. We have the Dreamweavers and Tremor and Spill Blood. There's our Mythic. And Zach just handed us a price of what things are going for. What are we looking for? Oh, Rise of Ancients is actually worth money. Or we're looking for Phantasmal Footsteps.
Is that only a... Oh, it's not a rarity we have.
Yeah. And then, what else are we looking for? What other things we got? Like, we got a couple of these Rise of Ancients, didn't we? It's going for $30.
Rouse the Ancients?
Right. Is it Rouse the Ancients?
Yes. That's a Mythic. I tried to put the Mythics here.
Oh, you got the Mythics there? Is that the only one? Oh, there's another Mythic for Spill Blood.
Yeah, these all look like Mythics or above so far.
Yeah, and there's one more rarity. It's on there as well. All right, let's get down to that foil slot.
Yeah, prices are really low to be.
So the foil slot, there's like one foil slot, then there's so there's got to be some sort of action then right here. And then so equipment, so it goes like foil, then what, equipment, and then we'll figure it out on how to do these. And then we have another Endless Maw, and then we have another Herald of Triumph. That's our like fifth one, and that was our transform card.
At least adding new warriors too.
What?
At least adding new warrior or heroes.
Oh, it's adding more. Yeah.
That seemed very limiting too before.
Well, we just used one box. I don't know. It could, like, in the box we used was more like an expansion. We still didn't have the base because, again, that's the problem with there's just no product to really even mess around with. It's been impossible to get starter decks. And I guess it is coming out of New Zealand, so it's hard to. It's an overseas company and whatnot. But yeah, again, foiling is so subtle, so subtle. Yeah, there's the Helm, and we have another Consuming Aftermath, and a Glisten. And there's the Crack Bauble for the transform card.
Should I look up what the cold foil is?
Cold foil. I don't know. Maybe that's that rarity that they had. Maybe it specifies on it. Okay, so we have our foil being a Zealous Belting. At least this one, again, barely stands out for the foil. And a stubby stubby hammerers. Another endless maw. And there we have a mythic of the Tome of Torment. So, oh no, too. That card came out. No, it didn't. Okay, it's just kind of some weird lighting there. So the Tome of Torment. Maybe that one's worth something as the mythic.
So I think the cold foils are the rainbow ones, is what I'm seeing.
They're rainbow. No, they have rainbows and cold. I know they specified that in the
Oh, the rainbows. Okay, so the cold foils will be the original print, and rainbow foils will be unlimited edition.
Okay, yeah, and so they both look the same, but they.
I don't think they. I don't.
Smash with a big tree. That is definitely some creative writing there. And then we have the Iron Weave, another Endless Maw, another one there, and the Vexing Malice. So I'm not sure how many mythics you get per box or how many of the other rarities you get in the box, but so see if I'm getting good at getting. Nope, one more. So it's 4 cards we need to get back from the back. So we have the Courageous Steel Hand, we have the Aether Iron Weave, and we have a Seek Horizon. If they just made Seek the Horizon, it'd be a magic card.
Maybe they get the inspiration.
And another mythic of Mark the Beast. So we've actually, this box has pulled quite a few mythics. Or whatever I'm not even sure M stands for mythic, but we'll assume it does.
The equivalent, I guess.
Yep. So we have Chain. So if we go 4 to the back, that should find everything we need. All right, cool. So there's our foil. There's our equipment. Prismatic Shield. And another Nourishing Emptiness. So tons of mythics so far. Any of these like popping up for the mythics?
No, there's only like 2 that are worth.
2 that are worth money right now?
Well, above $2, there's only a couple cards on TCG Player.
1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we can just flip them like that. These will all be commons. Hey, look at that. That's an easy way to do packs in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have the Frontline Scout as the foil. The Eben Fold. Another Howl from Beyond. That was a rare that was worth money, right? I've seen that one. Ode to Wrath. Or do some of these actually, are they mythics and normal?
Howl from Beyond is like $2.
Like some of these versions mythic and some are worth. No, I haven't seen any duplicates there.
That would make deck building kind of hard, I guess, too, with like, if you're trying to get 9 versions of the same card and they're all mythic.
Yeah, like the best one is. I don't know. That was my problem with how they've done some games in the past too. Is the super ultra. Like they had multiple versions of the card, but the mythic version of it. So instead of having like balancing common, uncommon, common, they had like Batman. But the Batman's mythic is really good, but the common was terrible. Oh, and it was just Dice Mashers.
Like
so it was just like slightly worse. It was basically the same ability, but just slightly worse.
But that makes it almost unplayable.
Oh, we can do this. We can do the 1, 2, 3, 4. Get those there. And then a Herald. There we have a foil rare. And we have Ironhide Legs.
Herald's a little bit of money.
Foil.
It looks like
and Innovating Light. I guess you can throw that one in a perfect fit. That one's a rare. I don't know what other. And then Plow Through.
Plow Through is a little bit too. It was on that first page.
Was it? I think we had a couple of those, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking like $1, huh? So they don't. Most of these don't even pay for the pack. Of course, you don't pay for the packet. You know, $20 a pack.
Yeah, because all the ones listed are like near mint first edition, and they're like $2.50.
Oh, see, I didn't do the trick again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we just flip these over. I guess we can. Yeah, there's no point looking in the comments. There's so many redundancy by now. And then Rip Through Reality as the foil. Pulping. And another Withering Beast. So down to a few packs here. No rainbows, no normals. Or no colds.
So I guess the ones we're looking for are Phantasmal Footsteps and Carrion Husk.
Carrying Husk and Phantasmal Footsteps.
But they're the different rarities.
They're the different rarities. Now I went back to the... All right, Dimensional Gateway as a foil. You can perfect fit that sucker.
Okay. That one's a couple bucks.
As a foil or not as a regular?
I think it's just as a regular. Oh, it says red too, so we got the right color for it.
And
some of the foils look really cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, this is so subtle. The foiling process is that Overload looks kind of cool. This one looks cool.
That one really pops.
But some of them, like that guy's head, was the only thing that's shown. Just that bald guy's head.
Yeah, a couple of them, it's like just the.
But I think they're just terrified of curling, and I don't disagree with them. Like I wish the companies would just do alternate arts rather than foilings, or let's just keep doing our regular. Flip those over. And then we have a Seeping Shadows with the foil. You can perfect that sucker. We have the Ironhide Plate. We have the Duskpath Pilgrimage and the Tremor as the rare. Is there any way to distinguish the unlimited versus the limited too for these?
There has to be.
I wonder if there is. I wonder if it says, like, if Monarch will have something else. If not, then, yeah, these boxes are really cold foil or bust, because Unlimited's going to add a ton of supply to the mix here. And we are showing, like, it used to be boxes of all flesh and blood were holding really well, even the unlimited versions, but now a lot of them come back down to like $80 a box, $70 a box for some of the older sets. All right, common for there. We have the Hooves of House, Soul Reaping, and another Dimensional Gateway. Down to 3 packs. Sorry, Diddy. We tried. We tried to hit you a cold foil. Yep, let's just do the 4. Switch it over. The old pile of commons. Smash with a Big Tree is our foil. Blood Drop. Wow, that's kind of a interesting art. Just really zoomed into the
It's got that anime style of someone's
where people care.
Go.
Yeah, I know. Just zoomed right into the where people want to be looking. Withering Beast Hulk and the Consuming Aftermath. Okay. Oh, there we go. Tear Limb from Limb. Mythic foil. Mythic foil from Tear Limb to Limb. You can go ahead and perfect that one. Plow Through. Another Plow Through. And Seek Horizons. You also have to check the colors too, Talmadge, because the colors are like, because yeah, that Plow Through, there's a yellow is not even.
It's not on the first page.
Yeah, they're the same price. I wonder if a lot of them are there's just not enough listings, because it looks like almost all these rares are worth $1 or market price $2. So yeah, there's probably, I don't know, maybe they're alphabetical order or something. Last pack. Good luck, E Diddy. See if we can actually find it. Ooh, is that different? No, it's not. It's a rare though. Womp. Womp. Womp.
I mean, it's on the first page.
Well, there you have it. There we got a lot of mythics, so none of the other. We had 1 foil mythic. I wonder if that's what you averaged per box with the Tear Limb from Limb. I'm not sure how much that one's worth. We had plenty of other mythics. And then, as far as I know, I mean, we did the little trick. Maybe there's a cold foil.
I mean,
I don't think so, though. It would have popped out here, but yeah. So we'll probably, when I get an unlimited box, we'll open up an unlimited box, and so far, Talmadge, I opened up like an Arcane Rising, a something, whatever the first one we did, and we're gonna start playing some. We're gonna start doing events here at our store and get some other people into it and give it a shot, which is funny because usually I'm the first person to jump into new games and be super excited about it. I think the main reason that I was snubbing this game so much was Hype Man got into this right off the bat, and everything Hype Man touches just tends to crumble over time. Those other games he pitched like crazy that have all gone to nothing. And then I mean, Force of Will is one of them, one of the big ones. And then and it just caused that. I just don't like it. Like, there's a big difference between a kind of a investor and a speculator. And speculators are absolute cancer for anything they get into, because they drive up prices to where there isn't a proven data about it, and then it causes a lot of games to fail, because then what happens is they reprint like crazy, and then the speculators all get out at once, and then it floods the market, and then people are like, oh, this is worthless, and then it has a bad taste in people's mouth, and then the game just suffers. Or what we saw with like Dice Master, Star Wars Destiny, Keyforge, is the speculators bought up all the product, and when the game was hot, there wasn't enough product to go around, and it actually ruined it for stores to try to even establish any sort of a scene. That's really what happened. I don't know if Destiny actually ended up being good or not. Probably didn't, but that's what we tried. We had a lot of initial want of people wanting to play the game or try the game, and we couldn't get product forever. It was like 5-6 months by the time we could get it again, and then by that time the ship had sailed and no one cared, and they're on to something else. So Flesh and Blood though has seemed to at least jump over those hurdles. And now it seems like now they're able to print more and get the supply that people need, but hopefully that it doesn't cause that whole domino chain reaction effect. And if it does, hopefully the game's interesting enough that people will stick with it. Anyway, this has been Kevin.
And Talmadge.
With Gonor Games. Sorry, Edity. We did you dirty. Thanks for watching.